friends. So today I am going to be reading another nonfiction text passage to you, and this one is a very unique type of nonfiction text called a biography. A biography is a nonfiction text that is used to tell about a person's life. So we are going to be learning about a very important man named Booker T. Washington. I'm going to read the passage to you, and then I'm going to go over some of the nonfiction text features that I see in this passage. And you're going to write about them later when you are looking at your 3, 2, 1 Google slide. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So Booker T. Washington. Booker T. Washington was born into slavery in 1856. He was born on a Virginia slave plantation. In 1865, when Booker was 9 years old, the Emancipation Proclamation freed Booker and his family. They moved to West Virginia, where his mother got married. Once in Virginia, Booker had to work to earn money. He worked in salt furnaces and coal mines. Eventually, he was able to pay for school. School became Booker's passion. When Booker was 25 years old, he became the first leader of the Tuskegee Institute. This was a school for teachers. Booker ended up being the leader of this school for the rest of his life. Booker also became a spokesman for the African American people. He supported education for freed slaves and their children. Booker believed that education was the key for the poor to escape poverty. He helped build over 5,000 schools in the South to help poor African American families. Booker became well respected among leaders and politicians. He helped make changes in segregation laws. Booker wrote 5 books during his life, including his autobiography. Fun fact, an autobiography is just like a biography, except Booker T. Washington wrote it about himself. That's what makes it an autobiography. It's when a person writes about their own life. In 1915, Booker became very ill. On November 14th, 1915, Booker died in his home. He was 59 years old. He was buried at Tuskegee University. After his death, Booker's money continued to help support his most passionate cause of educating Blacks in the South. Wow, we learned so many facts about Booker T. Washington. I can't wait to really dive into that and start thinking about what my favorite facts were. But let's go over some of the nonfiction text features that we can see in this passage. So I'm going to start by looking over here on the side of my passage. And I see 1, 2, 3 different photographs, and each photograph has a caption explaining what is going on in this photograph. So here's the very first photograph, and the caption tells me that this is a picture of Booker T outside of Tuskegee Institute in 1899. Moving on to the second photograph, this is a photograph of Booker T in 1903. And then moving down here, this is a photograph of Booker giving his most famous speech for the Atlanta Compromise in 1895. So here are 2 different types of text features. We have photographs and we have captions, and we see 3 of those all down the side. Now we're going to come across here. This is a very special nonfiction text feature called a timeline. And this is going to be a timeline explaining all of the great things that happened during Booker T. Washington's life. So as you can see, there's a line going across the bottom with different dates 10 years apart all the way down. So we're going to learn about his life when it started from 1856 and when we get to his death in 1915. So we're going to look at the highlights, some of the very important things that happened in his life. So on April 5th, he was born in 1856. Then I'm going to look down here. In April of 1861, the Civil War begins. This happened in America. In 1865, the Civil War ends and Booker and his family move to West Virginia. I'm going to go down here next. From 1865 to 1871, this is when Booker T works in a salt mine. In 1875, he graduates from Hampton Institute. In 1879, he teaches at Hampton Institute. In 1881, Booker T. Washington leads the Tuskegee Institute. And then there's some time off through here. He's working really hard, being an amazing educator. And then in 1900, his autobiography is published, which means he wrote and published his book all about his life in 1900. In 1901, Booker T. Washington eats dinner with the president. Oh my goodness, what an accomplishment. And then over here on November 14th, 1915, this marks when Booker T. Washington dies and when his burial was at Tuskegee. So I see 3 different nonfiction text features here ready to go. I see photographs, I see captions, and then of course I see a timeline. What were your favorite facts that you learned about Booker T. Washington? And what were the nonfiction text features that you saw while you read? I can't wait to read about them. You guys did a great job today. Remember, you can listen to this as many times as you need to so you can remember all those important and amazing facts. Have fun. Bye.